Welcome back in our episode of NBA 2K14. Last episode, when the Denver Nuggets beat the Boston Celtics in TD Garden in a close game, 116 to 112. And coming up next are the game of the first game at our hand. We're off to Oracle Arena in Oakland for another Western Conference matchup. Let's see what's going on here. And we got the right turn off. Nope. It's gonna be a good game here right now. We're off to Oracle Arena in Oakland. It is gonna be a two of Supreme Western Conference pitchers, Dirk Nowitzki, Monte Ellis, and Vince Carter of the Dallas Mavericks take on Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Andre Iguodala of the Golden State Warriors. It's just the second time matchup between those two. Their first meet was before Thanksgiving with the Mavericks won in overtime. And for this game, this was the rematch and also real life. This was the game-winning shot with Stephen Curry against the Mavericks in a close game by 2, 9-5 to 9-3. Hopefully trying the same thing, same story between those two. And that'll do it for now for this game. The Mavericks gonna use the blue and the Warriors gonna use the white. And that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. We'll be right back after this. Enjoy the video here at the Oracle Arena in Oakland. Anyways, we're sending over to Kevin Harlan here in Oakland, California in Oracle. Anyways, let's get started. Enjoy the video here in Oracle.
Hello and welcome. I'm Damon Bruce here with you as we get ready for a little NBA action on 2K Sports. It's Wednesday night basketball. It's going to be the Dallas Mavericks up against the Golden State Warriors. And now let's head out to the arena, hook up with Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. I'll be back at halftime. I'm not afraid.
We've got NBA basketball in store for you. We're live at the Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. The home of the Warriors, live on 2K Sports. We're happy to have you with us for 2K Sports midweek presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. Hey guys, taking a look at Andre Iguodala. What will we see from him?
Well, Iguodala is just a scary athlete, Kevin. Even among NBA players, he stands out in that regard. Incredibly long, active, fast, quick laterally, and that's why he's so good defensively.
No doubt about it, Steve. He's a terrific defender, and with his ball handling ability, he's able to penetrate and finish creatively at the rim, too.
You look at Dallas. Things have really gone south on them. Over the course of the last 7 games, they've gone 1-6.
Kevin, mentally, they're in disarray. They're a frayed group right now. Since things went south for them, there's been a visible tightness. You can almost feel it that they've been playing with. No flow to their game, everything disjointed. They've not been able to play good basketball for any quality period of time.
Yeah, I mean, we may see occasional flashes of brilliance from them, but that's it. They have not been able to put it together, and that's so important. The NBA game is such a long one. You've got to be very, very disciplined with your execution. They are not.
Steph Curry is virtually impossible to defend. I mean, he can hit from anywhere on the floor. In the gym range, personified with Curry. Mid-range jumpers are like layups to him. And inside, he's got the floater finger roll and the runner. You always expect his shots to go in. It's like watching a game of horse at full speed when the highest stakes are on the line.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
Now here's Ellis. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Kings in Sacramento.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
And Steve, shooting no doubt Curry's fortune. He narrowly missed the All-Star game last season. I mean, I can't believe he didn't get elected, and he seemed to be the one glaring miss. When you watch his game, where can he improve?
I think offensively, he's got the whole package. I think it's at the other end of the floor where he can probably improve. He needs to compete a little bit more defensively, but that's tough to do when you're handling so much of the offensive load for your team. But he's got to find a little more balance, I think, between his offense and his defense.
And Andrew Bogut, the bucket on the assist by Barnes. Bogut's got his first bucket of the night. Oh boy, looks like he was injured there.
Yeah, Clark, that did not look good. Let's keep our fingers crossed that it's nothing too serious.
Boy, you can't help but feel for him. I mean, one moment you're doing what you do best, and the next, the situation's really out of your hands. I really hope he's okay.
Dallas making a switch here. Carter's checked in.
You know, the Mavs, like many teams, are always aware of who the free agents are that might help them become better. And prior to last season, they made sure they got their finances in order to make a run at Darren Williams to bring him home to Texas. Didn't work out, but they did the same thing this last offseason.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Lights checked in. And for the Mavs, they know that in order for them to remain competitive and not go through a traditional rebuilding phase where they're going to finish at the bottom for a few years, Steve, they're going to have to lure some free agents.
And one way or another, their top brass has always made sure that they would be able to move contracts around and make an offer to whatever big-name player was out there. But think about it. The last 2 years, they had unlimited cap room, unable to lure that big free agent fish to Dallas.
Bogut gets the bucket.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
A moment to check in with Doris Brooks. Doris?
Yes, just a moment ago, Mark Jackson and I were able to chat. A key concern for his side is how to keep Monte Ellis from running amok on their defense. He said there are very few players in the league who can take a sliver or a seam in a defense and turn it into 2 points as efficiently as Monte Ellis does. He said one step and he's at the rim. We have to move our feet as a unit or he'll get to the rim all game long. Guys?
Thanks again, Doris. And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. Feeds to Green. Passes it to Douglas. Jacks up a 3. Another 3 for Golden State.
Boy, this game is off to a terrific start.
No doubt. On both sides, high-octane offense.
Nowitzki, good.
That's 4 of 5 to start this game, guys. He's rolling.
Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a loss to the Bobcats in Charlotte.
Was not a very inspired performance for them, particularly defensively. I thought, they gave the hostile crowd a lot to cheer about, frankly.
Yeah, they allowed a lot of free runs to the hoop, a lot of open jumpers, and in the end, the opponent's shooting percentage was right through the roof, and you can't win when that's the case.
A different look for Dallas. James checked in for Nowitzki. And it's Blair in for Brandon Wright. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Dallas.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
Dallas has got a perfect 4 of 4 from beyond the arc. A lot of their points coming by way of the 3 in the first quarter. Shots good from Larkin.
Very clever passing. That was just beautifully done.
Warriors trail by 5. Swiped away. Fast break, Dallas. Ellington leading the charge. And that is good. Larkin's got 5 points so far.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Let's see how long they can keep it going. This is quite a start.
The 3. And another 3 for Golden State.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Back to Carter. Pass to Larkin. Shoots the 3. That's in there. Carter with the assist. 8 points for him.
They've been outstanding here in the first quarter. Great spacing, excellent passing, and the three-point shooting has been unbelievable.
Unloads. And another basket for Golden State. Mavericks leading by 5. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Exceptional play to take the bump and still get it up and down.
Yeah, way to stay with it and look to finish the play right there.
Vasili's checked in for Dallas. Nedovic comes in for Draymond Green. Here's Nedovic, defended by Larkin. And O'Neal backs in from 10 feet out. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket. 9 seconds left to play here in the first. James kicks to Carter. 3 seconds left, and the jumper is on the mark. Carter's got 11 points. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. Mavericks lead by 8. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California.
Coming up next Monday, December 16th, the Detroit Pistons go up against Paul George and the Indiana Pacers. It's all about the Central Division. Don't miss it.
And now... the second quarter just getting set to start. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
It was pretty impressive the way they moved the ball, made the extra pass, and found open shooters that whole quarter.
Yeah, it's been a complete team effort out there. Great to watch.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And Golden State looking at who they've got. Nedovich out there with Tony Douglas. Then there's Jermaine O'Neal. Then there's Festus Ezeli. And it's Bazemore at the small forward.
You know, when he gets the ball that close to the basket, it's almost an automatic 2 points.
Well, the defense has to battle him down there and keep him out of position in the first place. Do your work early.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, an impressive defensive turnaround for the Golden State Warriors last season under head coach Mark Jackson. Jackson said, quote, "You don't stumble into being a very good defensive team. It comes through repetition and drilling it. I've got a great group that totally buys in and is committed. Guys, he's reshaped the identity of this ball club, and the players have responded."
Well, Doris, he's really talked a lot about changing the culture. Another example there.
And that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over.
You know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
And the Warriors with a completely new five on the floor.
Well, you look at the turnaround last season for Golden State. A lot of it has to do with the steadying presence of Jarrett Jack and Carl Landry off the bench. Both players brought a toughness and a level of competitiveness that was maybe missing from the Warriors the year before.
That's good. Thompson's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, he's a spot-up shooter, one of the best. One of those guys who, if you give him an inch, I mean, that's all it takes. He will let it fly and frequently knock down that shot.
And Steve, he's earned a nickname that's familiar to anybody that's followed basketball, the microwave. There's no slow build-up with him. All he needs is one shot to go down, and it can set him off, turn him into a real scoring machine. He cooks with gas, not electricity.
Sean Marion is checked in for Dallas. Ellington comes in for Monte Ellis. And for the Warriors, such an impressive turnaround last season, but financial constraints, Clark, make it tricky for them, make it tricky for anybody. Keep teams together.
Well said, but I give the ownership credit for making the commitments necessary to put themselves in a good position going forward, Kevin, after such an impressive postseason showing. I think they want to continue that momentum.
Mavericks leading by 5. Nowitzki drives in. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Well, offensively, he's taken a solid opening quarter and just built on it here in the second.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
You know, in their last game, guys, he was dialed in at the line.
Yeah, no question. I mean, it may have been the strongest part of his game that night.
You know, he's been one of those players they've wanted on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games. You know, Steve, as I watch Steph Curry go at it on the court, I imagine you might have a love-hate relationship with him. You love to watch him play, but you hate that he has a very good chance of making a run into a record of the best three-point shooting percentage over a career.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
Iguodala. Bogut guarded by Wright. A shot by Bogut. Bogut's got his third basket of the night. Dallas has gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. And Clark, you mentioned the three-point shooting for Curry last season. He set the records for three-pointers made in the season, passing Ray Allen's mark, Steve, of 269 by 3.
Well, just incredible to see how easily he gets into that shot. I think there's a lot of spot-up shooters who can make a high percentage, but for players like Curry, I mean, it's remarkable. Off the dribble, on the move, the quick pull-up from 26, 27 feet. I mean, he's doing things that I don't know we've ever seen before.
The shot's good from Ellington.
The defenders need to talk to each other. The communication lacking there on that three-pointer.
Here's Thompson. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Thompson's got 10 points.
It was a slow start for him, but he started to take off since we hit the second quarter, guys.
Marion outside. He feeds it to Nowitzki. Back to Marion. Another three for Dallas.
He's certainly starting to heat up from outside. That's his third for the game, his second in this quarter.
Bogut, that's good.
That's the kind of lead pass we've seen him make over and over again.
Dallas calls timeout. Last time they met was in Dallas.
And you could see it in that game, despite the odds against them. Once it got to OT, they had the belief that they could get it done.
And Steve, that's what happens a lot of time when the supposed underdog gets the game into overtime. Momentum swings their way.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Juwan Blair. He's checked in for Nowitzki. Carter comes in for Sean Marion. And it's Ellis in for Wayne Ellington. Curry kicks to Iguodala. And the three ball is good. Now just a 1-point Dallas lead.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
Curry's shot is good. But Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
I think both teams feel like they can win. They both have confidence. So we'll see which team can kind of ride the momentum and take control of this game.
The pass to Thompson. Takes a three. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 6 assists in the game.
Wow, this has been a thriller. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. It's Dallas up 2. Make sure you stay tuned for the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce. Then we'll be back here right after that for the second half.
Now, presented by Sprint. Welcome, fans. We got a close game going on out in Oakland. It's a close game for the Mavericks going up against the Golden State Warriors. That losing streak has reached a half-dozen games. They don't want to see it slip to 7. Everything going right for Dirk Nowitzki. What he's been able to do from the field has been nothing short of spectacular. Only a select few players in the league can shoot the ball like that. But you know, the Warriors also came to play. They've been putting a lot of defensive pressure on the other team, taking care of the rock offensively. Fundamental basketball, both sides of the court. Stephen Curry with an amazing start. We're at halftime and still he hasn't missed a shot. It's been a pure shooting exhibition. Now let's take off with some other games in progress around the league. A tight game for Utah, squaring off against the Sacramento Kings. About midway through the third out there. And another one also in progress. The Oklahoma City Thunder are trailing the Grizzlies out in Memphis. Trying to pull their way back in, they're down by 9 in the third quarter. And here's a look at the other NBA action from around the league. The Bucks have the lead out in Milwaukee against the Spurs. Not too many problems for them in the third. Now let's head back out to the start of the second half. Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, take it away. The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back to beautiful San Francisco, the Bay Area, and a view of the Bay Bridge.
For a little while in the recent past, it seemed as though the Mavericks were becoming a slowdown team, but last year they got back to running and gunning and ended up being one of the best offensive teams in the league.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. Marion and Nowitzki at the forwards. Delonte West is out there with Ellis, and it's D'Alembert in at the center. Warriors trail by 5, and Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, one of the best motivators in all the NBA is doubt, and the Warriors had plenty of that prior to last season. Coach Jackson made sure to use it to their advantage. He would post up where the media predicted them to finish, usually near the bottom of the West. It helped them play with an edge, as David Lee said. That's why we're going to go out there every single night and play with a chip on our shoulder and try to prove somebody wrong. I doubt they'll have that same resource this season, given how they finished, guys.
You're right about that. Thanks, Doris. As you said about the Mavs, 6th in the league in fast break points, and a lot of that was due to their passing, Steve.
Yeah, when you have Dirk and the other bigs that they have, they can get a break going in a hurry if you don't back up defensively. So it wasn't a surprise that they were out there with fast break points and assists because of the fluid nature offensively. He's one player who's in a big hurry. It's like he has an on-off switch, and once it gets flipped on, he's tough to stop.
And also, he catches a lot of defenders off balance, Steve, with his ability to pull up and drain shots off the bounce. It's a very effective skill to have.
And the shot is good. And that's 20 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
That would be 4 in a row for him now as they have come racing out of the gate to start this second half. You know, Dirk is one of those guys, to me, who looks like he might be able to play until he's 50. That could be an exaggeration, but you think about how his game is foundation. It's all about skill, positioning, shot making, and he's not going to shrink anytime soon. So if a 7-footer can be strong enough to be on the court with his skill set, he can play for a lot longer.
And the Warriors making a change here. O'Neal's checked in. Nowitzki guarded by O'Neal. Nowitzki draws the double. West dishes to Nowitzki. Marion outside. Shot clock at 6. Here's Ellis. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line. Well, you talk about longevity, shooting, and height are the 2 NBA assets that you don't lose with age.
Well, those are 2 of Dirk's big strong suits. You know, the knee troubles have cropped up, but if he can stay healthy, he should be able to help this team for several more years, I would think. Now, he's really stood out for his club today. Even though they're struggling a little bit, he's doing his part.
That's good.
And they've really come out of halftime with the eye of the tiger. Plenty of fire in their eyes and tremendous focus and intensity.
Douglas the pass to O'Neal. And there's the feed to Spates. And Ellis with the block. And D'Alembert kicks to Nowitzki. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Marion outside. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Ellis, that's good.
You got to make a defensive adjustment here because he's just destroying them from three-point range.
Well, even when they've closed out on him, Steve, he's knocking them down. You know, the Warriors made big strides last year, and part of it was a retooling of the team, but they also got a lot of help from the group of rookies that they had. And a number of those rookies played prominent roles down the stretch and in the playoffs.
This is incredible. It's been a three-point barrage since halftime.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, it has been impressive.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Well, Clark, as you said, the Warriors did lean on their rookies as the season went on. 4 of them in all, with 3 coming in the draft and 1 walking on the roster. Big help, Steve, from them in the opening round of the playoffs.
Yeah, pretty remarkable that a team could do that well in the postseason, relying on so many rookies, but it speaks to their maturity, their character, the group they've put together, and it's very promising in terms of their long-term success. He is feeling it. A terrific percentage from the field.
Warriors trail by 10. Outside Curry. Releases. And another basket for Golden State.
His shooting has been so good today, he may have to take it upon himself to try and get his club out of this hole.
Carter dishes to Wright, covered by Barnes, shoots from the post, and Dallas again with the bucket.
Those are what we call confidence building blocks.
The Warriors have gone 9 of 10 on their attempts in the third quarter. That is 90% from the field. What a roll they're on. Curry against West. Thompson for 3. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got assist number 8 now on the night.
Kevin, he's in a bright spot in what's otherwise been a little bit of a struggle for this team.
Boy, that was way behind the line. Now, he can make that at times.
He certainly is one of the guys that can actually do it from there.
Golden State moving the ball around. Thompson with the bucket. Oh, no, he may have gotten injured. it right there. He's in a lot of pain.
It's so tough to see a player go down with an injury like this.
Yeah, it really is, Steve. It's just one of those things, though. You've seen it happen before as well. And you can tell whatever it is painful for him.
Carter, the pass to Nowitzki. Back to Carter. Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Brandon Wright's checked in for Dallas.
And they can guarantee this is the last possession of the quarter if they hang on to it.
And that's probably what they're going to do here.
And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. And the jam by Dirk Nowitzki.
Forget about finesse and agility. This big fella's all about power and force.
Kicks it to Douglas. Here's the three, and that one's good. Douglas has got 6 here in this quarter.
How about this performance in the face of the injury? Playing through a lot of pain out there.
And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. Mavericks lead by 6. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
Coming up this Saturday night, December 14th, Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards. It's the real deal.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead. And what's been a very well-contested game. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Mavericks.
Man, they keep piling up the assists, guys. Great ball movement.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
Klay Thompson is out there with Harrison Barnes. Then there's Stephen Curry. Then there's Jermaine O'Neal. It's Nedovic in a 2-guard. That's the Warriors 5.
Well, Ellis is just a dynamic scorer, as we all know. A penetrator, a lane runner. He's a guy who can absorb contact in transition and still finish off plays. Just one of the best perimeter players that we have in this league.
He really is. He's always been a great scorer. He's been asked to take a lot of big shots. That's nothing new for him to have the ball in his hands with the game on the line. You never know. We might see another game winner here tonight.
Unstoppable offense from both teams. I love the pace this game has been played at.
So does everybody else in the building. This has been a fun one. I don't know if this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatic.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
I'm with you, Kevin. You can't fault him for that. I mean, just let him go. Who cares?
And the Warriors making a change here. Azili's checked in.
What a top-notch game he's having. He's gotten them in front, and it sure seems like he's going to keep them there. All by himself, it looks like.
And that one is stuck right through. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D. I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Dallas calls timeout. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan, and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. Jermaine O'Neal checked in for the Warriors. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Rick Carlisle was going over with his team in that last huddle. It was a pretty upbeat huddle. He said, I'll bet they won't take us lightly next time, guys. Clearly, he was aware of their underdog status coming into of this basketball game, guys.
Thank you, Doris. The drive by Ellis. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Yeah, beautiful drive there. Going right around the bigger man.
A different look for Dallas. Allen Bear comes in for Brandon Wright. And Delonte West is subbed in for Larkin. The dish now to O'Neal. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
This game has taken on a new feel since halftime.
For sure, the energy level on both sides has gone way up after the break.
And that one's good, Ellis.
He's their go-to guy, and when he shoots the ball like he has today, that's what the scoreboard usually looks like.
Curry outside, and another three for Golden State.
Second three-pointer of the half, fourth overall. So he's having a nice game from outside.
West kicks her out. Dishes at Demarion, pass to Nowitzki. Nowitzki on the screen from Ellis. He used that pick just right. That's now 32 points for Dirk Nowitzki. Timeout called the Warriors. It's been quite a game for Dirk Nowitzki.
They don't seem to have any answers for him. They need to review their game plan and look for a way to cool him off.
Andrew Bogut checked in for Jermaine O'Neal. It's Curry with the drive. West with the block. Ellis outside. He kicks it to Nowitzki. The offensive rebound. Dallenberg. And it's Dallas with another. Now it appears an injury out on the floor, and that does not look like any fun.
Oh, boy, this is something you hate to see, Clark.
You know, it sure is. Injuries, though, are really an unfortunate part of the game, inevitable at times. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
Tony Douglas is checked in for Klay Thompson.
And he continues to knock down shot after shot. A perfect shooting day for him so far.
And the jam by Dirk Nowitzki.
This is finding the open man every trip down the floor.
It certainly seems like he's doing that, Steve. I mean, it's been a great passing day for him.
Klay Thompson is checked in for the Warriors.
And if they continue to shoot well from the free throw line like they are, their lead is going to be pretty steady here.
That's not an overstatement. They've literally not missed a single foul shot this half.
He dishes it to Barnes. Rejected by Nowitzki. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
Vince Carter is checked in for Dallas. Looking at Dallas, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Kings in Sacramento.
Their defense got absolutely destroyed in that game. They weren't closing out on perimeter shooters. They were allowing people to get into the paint and score from point-blank range. Just an overall abysmal effort.
Yeah, something was missing, no doubt about that. They let an opponent shoot a really high percentage, and that's got to be a concern going forward.
Thompson for the triple, and that one's good. Thompson's got 12 points here in the second half.
All of those three-pointers coming off his fingers have been right on the money.
Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. Dives for it. Iguodala outside. Got it from 16 feet. Iguodala's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Impeccable mechanics this quarter. He's been perfect from the field.
And it's Marion. That time on the assist from Monte Ellis. Ellis has got 9 assists now tonight. Warriors trail by 8. Marion with the double team. Thompson dishes to Bogut. On the wing, Iguodala. And another three for Golden State.
They're getting their points now almost exclusively from the three-point line. That's 4 of the last 5. You got to run those guys off the line.
I agree, and the defense is practically giving them those shots, though.
Yes! And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Paid off for him, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
and they're also really getting out in transition and scoring some hoops in the fast break tonight.
And Nowitzki backs in for three. And that's good. Vince Carter for three. And the Mavericks lead by 6.
This is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
Goes back up. Good. And now they trail by just 4.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback right here.
Out of bounds, Dallas takes possession.
That is not a difficult pass. You'd think they could keep it in bounds.
And so here is Dallas. They've led by as many as 11 points. He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And the lead now pretty healthy after that trip to the line.
Now about 10 seconds separate the shot and the increase. Curry's shot is good. And that bucket ignites the crowd.
Crucial bucket there. When you hear it in their reaction,
And you can feel the energy throughout this building right now. What a huge shot.
15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 6 to shoot. Here's Ellis. Sinks it.
Well, that just adds to what's probably an already insurmountable lead. I think they'll be walking out of here with a pretty easy victory.
Steve, I think that's a given.
Iguodala outside. Shoots a fader. The shot is off.
Defense guys really getting a hand up and challenging shots.
Yeah, Steve, lurking on that shot, and that was a tough one.
And so it's Dallas winning this one. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think it was just really a nice overall effort, Kevin.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Dirk Nowitzki.
Unbelievable finish here in Oakland, California as the Mavericks prevail the Warriors to stop the losing skid. Stephen Curry's got 26 points, 13 assists. Thompson's got 25, and Iguodala got 21. At the time, the Dallas Mavericks 35 points for Dirk Nowitzki. Ellis got 27, and Carter got 21. And now that's a good finisher here in Oakland as the Mavericks wrap up over the Warriors in a tight game in a close one. And now, next game on our hand for the second matchup of the day heads to New York City. We got a two of a bitter rivalry. It features Derrick Rose joking Noah of the Chicago Bulls, take on Carmelo Anthony and J.R. Smith of the New York Knicks. That'll do it for now. That's the first game wraps up for Andre Kenshin as say so long for Oracle Arena as the Mavericks defeats the Warriors 127 to 111. Andre Kenshin say so long for Madison Square Garden, New York City, and now next game on our hand, we're off to Madison Square Garden, New York City. We got the Chicago Bulls face the New York Knicks here at MSG. I'm Andre Kenshin. Once again, say so long for Oracle Arena in New York. In Oakland, I'm so sorry. We'll see you later for the Chicago Bulls and the New York Knicks. It's time to say sign up and peace out. Goodbye. And reminder, we will see you later here in New York for the Chicago Bulls and the New York Knicks. Sign up and peace out. Goodbye.